Hi, I'm Katie Kempner, and we are here at the 3% Conference, and this is an episode of Perspectives. Perspectives is a series of inspiring conversations with remarkable working women leading busy and successful lives, and it makes perfect sense that right now we are talking to a truly inspirational person, Kat Gordon, who is the founder of the 3% Conference. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well.
I appreciate you coming to talk because I know you're so busy. This is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a great couple days.
So this is the fourth year.
Yes.
Could you talk just a little bit about the genesis of the conference and where it is today?
Sure. So I started the conference in 2012 as what I thought was just a passion project. As a one-day event, I wanted to start a conversation about the issue of the lack of female creative leadership in advertising, which to me was completely illogical given the consumer marketplace is largely driven by women. And that one-day event just exploded almost upon impact. You know, at the end of that day, there was so much momentum and interest that a community was birthed, and I just kind of followed the lead of what the community told me it needed. So we've done 13 traveling events in addition to our annual conferences. We've hit every major US city and London. And really what we're doing is we are giving agencies a roadmap for change, and we're creating what we call microactions. So we have a list of 100 things, 100 microactions that agencies can do to foster diversity and help their female talent ascend and have greater visibility. And so every year the event changes in some way. And so this year we moved it to New York City, which it had always been in San Francisco. But it made sense to come where most agencies are headquartered because then they could send more people, which they have. We have 750 people in the building today.
Wow.
And we themed it this year differently. We themed it Brands on Board because we felt it was very important for clients to be part of the conversation, because really the diversity that agencies reflect helps them connect better with the consumers of the clients. And clients know that their consumers are not all young white guys with goatees. They know what the consumer marketplace looks like. So we have a lot of client-side people in the building as well, which is very gratifying, from Airbnb and PepsiCo and AOL and Adobe and Apple and all sorts of companies. So that's really where we are. Yesterday we made a big announcement that we released some research we just conducted. We had never released the results before. We did it in August. And it's around the retention of female creative talent, which is the issue. It's not a recruitment problem, it's a retention problem. So we polled female creatives about what they want and what will keep them loyal. And what we found was that there was a correlation between if the agency they worked for had a certain level of female leadership in place, every other metric improved in terms of the equity of the job assignments, if they felt that they were equally shared between men and women, the plum assignments, the wage gap, sexual harassment, all of the key metrics improved if there were women in leadership. So it was kind of the takeaway was the key to having more women is having more women. So we announced that we will become a certifying body for agencies using these results. We'll go into agencies and audit them around these metrics and give them a seal of approval or help them get to a place where they deserve a seal of approval.
Wow.
So that was a big announcement. Adweek was here and put it up immediately, and we've already gotten a lot of inquiries from agencies that say we want to participate. So it's exciting.
Did you say, wait, we're still having the conference? You have to wait till next week.
Kind of. I was like, what have I done? It was kind of like the same feeling after the first conference.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, it's go time again.
So the first conference, 3%, which was a statistic of how many senior creative directors there were at the time in advertising.
It was
right?
How many creative directors are female. So out of 100% of creative directors, only 3% were female.
And what is it now?
It's up to 11%, and it's based on an old study of Communication Arts Award annual winners. So we recreated the study, and the number is up to 11%, but it's not a great metric in terms of it's one slice of creatives, people that have submitted work, and one in advertising annual. So really another part of our crusade is to get agencies to audit themselves around those metrics and release them, as the tech industry has done.
What do you think? I mean, and obviously there's so much talk about it here, but what do you think is the main thing that is keeping women from these positions, and what can be done about it?
I think it's the same across every industry. Mm-hmm. It's unconscious bias, and we've been talking about that a lot. And every single person on the planet, you and me included, has bias that we're not even aware we have. And it impacts how we view leadership, who we think is the right candidate for a promotion. And so what I'm excited about is tools and technologies that can make unconscious bias conscious. Mm-hmm. So there's some very new emerging technologies for human resources where when people are either hiring or doing performance reviews, the technology, the software can look for inequities in the words that you're using. So if it's traditionally what happens is that women are reviewed with more negative adjectives than men. And so this is a technology that can scan for that. It's linguistic, and it can look for those inequities and surface them before you make a choice based on that. And basically most people, once they see, oh gosh, I'm doing that, I didn't even realize I was doing that. So it's not sinister, it's not intentional, but it has real consequences.
So I know one of the things that you did here is make a conscious effort to have men included.
Yes.
Because we spoke, actually I interviewed you years ago at Advertising Week.
Yes.
And you talked about, being in an echo chamber if it's just women talking to women.
Absolutely.
And I see a lot of men here today.
I wish there were more, but yes, the men that are here are awesome. And we had a panel yesterday called Manbassadors, consisting of men in our industry that are doing real speaking out and really making a difference on the issue. But it's imperative because gender does not equal female. And as our opening keynote today, Michael Kimmel spoke about, gender equity is good for everyone. It's good for men, it's good for women, it's good for children, it's good for our health. I mean, there's so many important metrics around it. So yes, men are a huge part of our crusade. I always say we're not a women's conference, we're a business conference about the importance of gender equality.
So just to end, for people walking around here at this conference today, if there's one thing that you could tell them going forward for the future that they should be doing or looking out for, what would it be?
It's always hard for me to say one because I feel like our micro actions, the 100 things, you have to do more than one. But the one thing would be rip out that list of micro actions from our program or download it from our website and put it up in your office and color code it of things that you are going to commit to doing better. That's what we did yesterday with the Manbassadors. We had a Manbassador bingo card where each square was a micro action, and each man spoke about one of the items he felt he was doing exceptionally well and one where he was falling down and making a public commitment to do better. It's that simple. It's like anything else in life, attention and follow through.
Terrific. Well, congratulations on a wonderful conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.